This is going to be some good combat strategy tips for Batman Arkham City. A few things have changed from Arkham Asylum, although it does have a similar feel. I think that the timing is a little bit different, and of course the enemies have more things like swords and they pick up things to throw at you and things like that. There's also enemies that have armor, and you have new gadgets that you've got to incorporate in your combos and stuff like that. So some basic tips are, make sure you get your critical strikes. They change it so like not every time you push the X button it's going to count as a critical strike unless you have your timing right. So you definitely cannot mash the buttons more than ever. Make sure you get your hit while it's in slow motion. Get ready to push your button again to make sure you get the critical strike and get your combo meter going up faster. There's some things in here that I'd like to show you that I do, and some things that I show you that I mess up. Like here, that guy, he has a body armor on, so you're not able to just hit him. You have to use the stun, and then you can do a lot of hits on him, or you can just use an instant takedown. Right here you can see like I used the double A button to jump over guys to prioritize this guy and get him out of there. I don't want the body armor guys in the middle of the fight to mess up my combo string. So I make sure I take him out with an instant takedown and get him out of there as fast as possible. I think it's very forgiving for using gadgets in this game. Try to use them as much as you can. And I even use like what I call the 1-2-3 punch. I use the batarang first, then I use the stun with the electrical charge, and then I use the back claw after that. If you do that, you have like 3 enemies right in a straight line. You can get all 3 of those moves off really easily and take 3 guys out of the fight for temporarily and add those gadgets to your combo to make your score higher. I really think you're going to like the 1-2-3 combo. You'll see it here coming up soon. The other thing I'd like to really say about this game is crowd control. And like I mentioned in my other tutorial about Arkham Asylum, is just prioritizing your targets. So that guy's picking up a box. That's really a combo killer. So you want to take out anyone who can throw things at you that you're not expecting. You can always take out enemies with a knife with a takedown, or you can jump over them and you can still hit them even if they have a sword. What I don't recommend is there is a move to dodge the swords, but it's really tricky, and if you don't hold the directional pad in the right direction, you will mess it up and it'll really mess up your combo. You can get some good practice on that in the Raz Al Ghul part, or Al Ghul, excuse me, and you can see how difficult it is, and you see I just messed it up right there to actually pull off. So I don't recommend doing it. I would say to jump over. And this is a new thing they added to Arkham City, was you use the stun, you can actually pull off what they call a beatdown. It's really good for taking out one enemy if you don't have a special takedown up and ready to use. The other thing I don't use enough is the A and X button on Xbox. Is probably X and square on PlayStation. There's an ability that you get surrounded by enemies. You use it and it'll swirl around and stun all the enemies around you and knock them back a little bit. It's really good for freeing up some space for yourself if you want to reset the fight, because sometimes it's better to reset than try to stick yourself in a bad situation and get out of it. So if you don't have like something up that you can just get rid of the priority targets, and this isn't the greatest example I imagine because it's one of the earlier challenges. I imagine late in the challenge it's going to be ridiculous. So be able to use, there's my 1-2-3 combo by the way, be able to use that move and make some space for yourself. So what you want to do is to just prioritize, make sure you take out the right enemies at the right time, and here you can squeeze in your move, that one right there, by making sure everyone's knocking down before you do it. So those are my tips. It should help you a lot. Just take your time and you should do fine.